girls, gays and theys. Today I want to talk about a topic that I've already covered before, but I've had some new thoughts and epiphanies on it, and that is my lesbian experience with loneliness and how I'm going to combat it. I am being totally attacked by bugs right now. Oh my god, are you serious? This is the problem with doing a video outside. No, this is not how this is gonna go. You're gonna have to F the hell off. I've really been giving up on finding love. It's something that's been just hurting me so much. I draw inwards so much when I even think or talk about this topic. So I'm making this video for me as a promise to check in, let's say maybe 6 months from now. I want to make a commitment to myself to change and to feel better. Also, yes, I wore a cute dress for YouTube today. No, it's actually not for you, it's for me. So without further ado, let's start the video. Alienation from mainstream culture. As queer people, we are obviously from a young age bombarded by romantic storylines that don't fit our own. Growing up in the noughties, I remember movies, just the only gay presence that existed in movies was the token male gay best friend, and that was a just set character. So the fact that all of these storylines were always so focused on heteronormative relationships, not teaching you necessarily that gay is bad. I never had a concept of gay being bad when I was younger. I had very liberal parents. This alienation is just something that you have to live with on a daily basis. Sometimes I just feel like I don't want to keep fighting. Like dating and finding queer spaces, all of these normal things are just so immensely challenging. And I feel like I have to fight constantly. And I'm tired of fighting. Stunted socialization with your community. Let me elaborate. I think a lot of queer people have this issue. When you're growing up and when access to queer culture is limited, it means that your development of feeling comfortable around queer spaces and feeling comfortable in your queer self is also limited and stunted. Therefore, when you finally enter those circles, it feels really performative. I want to put forward that I have experiences of being a rural queer, hence this setting, but also I have had significant stints in queer friendly cities, so I know what it's like being a city queer and a rural queer, and I think there's challenges in both. Obviously, as a rural queer, you have basically no access to a lot of queer culture, or it's a lot harder to find. And in the city, my main access to queer culture was through nightlife. I remember having an idea of how I felt like I was supposed to act in these queer settings. So I would go on a night out and I would see everyone around me was being extremely sexually active in those settings. And so I just felt like that's what I needed and had to do to prove to myself that I could get with women. So when I didn't connect with someone sexually, I felt like I had failed. And I felt like I wasn't gay enough, or I just wasn't proving to myself that I was gay if I wasn't getting with women. Toxic goons. I just wish that there was more emphasis on wholesome queer culture. I was so affronted by rejection. The reason that this rejection terrified me so deeply is because it felt like a rejection of my entire culture. It wasn't the fact that this girl didn't want to get with me or the fact that I got ghosted. It was that I just wasn't feeling gay enough, and I just didn't feel like I was succeeding if I wasn't sexually active with girls. And this pressure that I put on myself just sabotaged me at every turn. Yeah, no, it's been a journey. It's been a whole journey. So I internalized this rejection, and it got worse and worse, and suddenly when I was in queer environments, I didn't even feel safe. I felt so performative. I felt like I was always putting on a role, and then I got really standoffish because I felt so insecure. And then one day I was at a big event in Barcelona, and some girls told me that I looked really good in my makeup because it was Halloween, and she thought that the makeup was really cool. And then I asked for her Instagram, and she was really sweet, but she was like, oh, I'm straight. And I don't know why, but this destroyed everything in me. I was like, God, even in gay parties, I just can't get it right. That rejection was not a proper rejection, but it was a metaphor for the rejection of society, of me. And it fucking hurt. It hurt so much. It put me in a funk for like fucking weeks, even though, why are you gonna cry about a straight girl not wanting to get with you? Honestly, what is wrong with you? But you know, it was all very metaphorical and deep. I think something that is crucial for us as queer people is, it's not only access to queer culture, it's access to a queer culture that aligns with you. Internalized homophobia, the bread and butter of the gays. Also, if you can see the bugs, I know you can see them with the blue background, please ignore them. Georgia Bridges actually made a really good video about this about 5 years ago. I watched it, it made me feel a whole lot better, it made me feel really seen. I've really been through the motions with internalized homophobia. At the very start, I claimed that bisexuals didn't exist. I didn't feel comfortable with the lesbian label. Now I've fully embraced the les label, but my experiences have made it so that when my straight friends just start talking about dating, I feel so cringe, so bitter, so I just shut off. I think when you have these things that actively make you cringe inside when you even think about them, then there's something wrong. And on the occasions that I do talk about it with friends and family, on the fear that I might actually explode because I need to talk about stuff, I just feel so cringe about it. There's just this something inside me that just feels shit. I have fully convinced myself that I will never love again and that love will never find me because I am a lesbian, and this is ridiculous and it's not okay. And if you feel this way too, stop. Because it's not helping you. It's not helping me to feel this way, to think this way. So I'm making this video for you, Una. It's for you. Stop bullying yourself into thinking that you are not good enough for love because you're gay. Because that is dumb. Alright, so what do we do about it? It is absolutely essential that we rewire your brain. I've noticed that my inner monologue has been crazy unhealthy lately, because when you convince yourself of something and you repeat it to yourself enough times, then it becomes true. And you start to create your own reality. I've created this cage that I'm living in with the romantic side of my life, and I'm done with it. Step 1. Acceptance. I am gay. Yes, that changes my life. Yes, in many aspects, it makes it more difficult. Can I change that? No. So what am I going to do about it? I was speaking to a friend recently, and she put this concept into my head that I think is really useful. She has accepted that many people will not understand what she's gone through, and that she doesn't rely on people being able to relate to her to feel like she is seen. And I think that's really important as a queer person, because I have a lot of wonderful support, and I think that valuing the support that is given to us, it's a gratitude game, you know? You've got to be able to appreciate what you do have and stop lamenting all the things that you don't have or are missing out on. And I think that's a gigantic part of the queer experience, and the sooner that I learn that, the better. You are inside your own mind. No one will ever get you. My desperate need for people to get me recently has just been a reflection of the fact that I am not good in myself and not kind to myself. Kiara Graves did a really good video on queer affirmations, and my commitment to myself is to watch this video at least once a week. Low commitment. I'm setting the goals real low so that they're much more easy to achieve. The point is to shift perspective and to realize what has being queer brought me in my life that I would not have if I was not queer. Queer communities, the connection that we feel is so strong and so beautiful. I feel that being in queer spaces, people are much more creative and inspiring, and I think it's just the gay trauma that molds gay people into such interesting and unique people, and having access to that culture has been such a joy. I would like to grow my queer network, and this is hard because I'm going to be traveling a lot this year, but when I am in a place where I feel like my safety is not threatened, then I will actively try and seek out local groups. I actually got targeted on Instagram the other day for the LGBT group of my really random county in France, and it blew my mind. I was like, there are gay people in this part of France, and I'm making a commitment to myself as well to go to one of their events. You know, I want you to go on one more date this year. I am so traumatized by dating apps. You know, you have to try to at least go on one more date this year. Just go on one date this year, please. Also, set these goals, but don't hate yourself if you don't achieve them. You can't shame yourself into change. You can only love yourself into evolution. It's one of my favorite quotes ever, because the only way that you're going to grow and feel better is by loving yourself. Self-fulfillment. This is the year of me. I think when you feel fulfilled on a personal level, it's so much easier for everything to fall into place. Keep doing things that you love in places that you love, and I think when you have the right energy, you will attract the right things. And finally, I will connect with queer culture even from afar. Want to get back into lesbian literature. I had a phase where I started reading some queer books, and I read The Color Purple, which is amazing, but really, really intense and hardcore. I would like to just get to know my culture, even from afar, even on the internet. If there's anything that you'd recommend, please put it down below. Books, movies. Oh, there's also, when you type lesbian in YouTube, it's just a bunch of short films that show up, and I want to go through most of them. I also think it would be cool to join an online sapphic book club. Maybe that's something that I'll have to do. So let's add that to my commitment list. Okay, Oons. You've made this promise to yourself. See you in 6 months.